how safe it is. So real estate, owning real estate is actually a risky investment. In the past decade, real estate has ranked as the top investment pick for the majority of people. And then, like I always tell people, I think God actually created real estate. He made it easy for every one of us. We didn't have to start creating it as an investment platform like the way we have the stock market and the crypto market. It's those are man-made. So real estate is more of God made. We all met it here. We met it. We met land, and then people built on the land. So there are different benefits of investing in real estate, and that they are very numerous. And then we'll just look at two of them. Number one, the cash flow. The cash flow is the net income from a real estate investment after operating expenses have been made. So that's like the money you make after you've paid off either the your expenses, probably pay the people that built the house or maintain the land, or all other expenses have been made. So a key benefit of real estate investment is its ability to generate cash flow. In many cases, cash flow only strengthens over time as you pay down and then you build up your equity. Also, the second benefit I'll be highlighting today is appreciation, which we always talk about over time. Real estate investors make money through rental income, any profit generated by the property dependent business activity, and appreciation. Real estate values tend to increase over time, and with a good investment, you can turn a profit when it's time to sell. Rents also tend to rise over time, which can lead to higher cash flow. Okay, so now we're looking at it. Is real estate is it risky? A lot of people tell you, oh no, I made some real estate investment and I'm not happy about it, or I made some mistakes. So when you ask people, is real estate investment risky? I would always say there's nothing that is not risky. Everything in this life is risky. So you only have to make your decisions. If you're ready to take that risk, how ready are you to take the risk? So those are the things you need to understand before you actually go into real estate investment, because it's easy for someone to tell you to come and purchase a certain property, and then at the end of the day there's a comma, oh we're sorry, you're supposed to have gotten this property at this so time, and then it's not available now, or we have issues with the surveyor general. All those things always come up over time. The prayer is that we won't experience it, but it is always there. So it may be the top investment pick, but is real estate investing really safe? Just like any investment, real estate investment has risk, and the property owners can lose money. We will highlight 7 real estate investment risks to watch out for when you're thinking of buying any real estate property. The first one is the real estate market can be unpredictable. Yes, so real estate has proven resilient during the COVID-19 pandemic, reaching all-time highs in many locations. Many investors wrongly, in quotes, believe the real estate market could only move in one direction, and that is up. The basic assumption was that if you bought a property today, you could sell it for a lot more later on. So people just believe that, okay, I know it's normal for me to tell you, oh, when you buy this property over time, you're going to see the ROI. But the truth is, you might not see the ROI immediately. It might be building. So probably today could just be 1,000 naira ROI, and then the next time it is something else. So over time you actually see the ROI build. While real estate values do tend to rise over time, the real estate market is so unpredictable, and your investment could depreciate. Supply and demand, the economic demographics, interest rates, government policies, and unforeseen events all play a role in the real estate trend, including prices and rental rates. You can lower the risk of getting caught on the wrong side of a trend through careful research, due diligence, and monitoring of your real estate holdings. That is to say that there are times that the government could come up with some policies that might not favor you. I know, like, okay, for instance, they're telling you all land on these certain places are put on hold, or there's a problem with a certain location and the government doesn't want anyone to develop it, and then you've already bought your land there, hoping that over time, within 2-3 years, you resell it. that putting it on hold has actually put a clause or a comma in your investment property, which means that you actually have to hold on till the government has lifted the ban over that thing. And then unforeseen events, for instance, you with the way we are having inflation and then prices of materials go up, those are unforeseen events because as a builder, as a property developer, you do not expect some certain prices, and then you just go to the market and you're like, ah, they're telling you something that you bought yesterday or the first. I mean, everyone knows Nigeria now. Like I was telling someone I bought something 900 naira one time, and then next time I went there, it was double the price, 1,800, and I was like, ah, kilo, what happened? So like those things happen in the real estate market also. So when people go and buy materials, iron rod, cement, and everything, it's they're all unforeseen because it's not something we expected, and then those are things that could actually affect you, and then we call it. That's how we say it's unpredictable because automatically the price of that house that is being built goes higher, or the price of the land that is being developed goes higher. So that's why it's unforeseen. And then when the second point is choosing a bad location. The location should always be your first consideration when buying an investment property. After all, you can't move a house to a more desirable neighborhood, nor can you move a rental building out of an abandoned mall. So you see, I always say it over time when we're talking about investment. I always say that your location is the first thing you should consider. And just someone like me, I think I even mentioned it last time. You can't tell me to come and rent a house. Let me see, where they are doing club or where there's a church. It's not going to be convenient for me. So those are the locations you should also consider. What are they doing there? Is it a mixed use property? That area, is it mixed use? Is it commercial land, rental? Is it strictly rental? What do you want to do there? Those are the things you should actually consider, because you apparently do not expect, like I don't expect where they have schools for you to see I have a school on the right hand side and then opposite is an hotel. I feel it's actually wrong because you shouldn't come out of their school. I'm not saying people that do that business should move away or stop whatever they're doing. I'm only saying that when you're considering locations, those are the things you should actually put into your consideration. You should actually look at all the factors, the noise, and the environment. Those are the things you should actually look at. Location ultimately drives the factors that determine your ability to make a profit. The demand for rental properties, types of properties that are in the highest demand, tenant pool, rental rates, and the potential for appreciation. In general, the best location is the one that will generate the highest ROI. That's your return of the investment. You have to do some research to find the best locations. Yeah, thirdly, before we go on a break, we'll be looking at negative cash flows. So cash flows on a real estate investment refers to the money that is left over after paying all expenses, taxes, insurance, and mortgage payments for those that pay mortgage. Negative cash flows does happen when the money coming in is less than the money going out, meaning you are losing money. And some common reasons for negative cash flows include high vacancy rates, too costly maintenance, high financing cost on loans, not charging enough rent, not using the best rental strategy. So we'll be looking at high vacancy rate. There are times that you see some properties in some locations and then you see them, they've not been occupied for say 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. In fact, some going for 5 years. Yes, it's everywhere. So a person that has that actually invested in that property actually invested for a reason. And then when he has no vacancy, and when he has high vacancy rates, as he has nobody occupying that space, it's not a benefit to him. It is actually a disadvantage to him and his profile or his portfolio rather. So those things are the things that cause negative cash flows because the money is not coming in, the property is just there abandoned. The second point is that it's costly to maintain, and that's to say that because no one is there, you have to maintain it. And then, I mean, if I'm going to be spending 2 million naira on a property, I put the rent on 5 million naira, and then the 5 million naira is not coming. I'm spending 2 million naira every year, and then no 5 million naira coming. So let's say the property is out of occupancy for like 3 years, and I'm spending 2 million naira maintaining that property just so that whenever someone comes, it is in a good state. So that's like spending 6 million naira with nothing coming in from it. So those are the negative cash flows, and then also high finances cost on loans. And this for people that take mortgage loans. When you buy a property on mortgage loan and then you rent it out, you actually have to be paying the bank or whoever your financial institution is over time. So when you don't have that coming in, nothing. You're just giving out and nothing is coming in. Then when you're not charging enough rent, and I think, well, in Lagos, it's very few people that actually do not charge enough rent. I feel some people charge excess rent. So not charging enough rent is another negative cash flow. Honestly, some landlords actually, to me, are actually doing you're just doing it. You probably just have that property for having sake. Because when you're not charging rent, I mean, why do you have it? It's your investment and it's for you to enjoy. And then the last point on the negative cash flow is not using the best rental strategy. And thank God for the internet now. We have different platforms where people go and put up their properties for sale and put up their properties for rental purpose. So when you're not using the best strategy and just relying on your neighbor or a lawyer to do that for you, most times they don't actually reach your market target. They don't reach the person that really, really, really is interested in that property. Okay, now the best way to reduce the risk of negative cash flow is to do your homework before buying. Take the time to accurately and realistically calculate your anticipated income and expenses, and do your due diligence to make sure the property is in a good location. We'll be going on a quick break, and then when we're right back, we will keep up with the topic.
This is Lagoon Radio.
Okay, so welcome back, and then we've been talking about real estate investment, and then if it's risky, and then we said earlier on that there are different factors that actually you should actually understand, and then they also stand as the risk, investment risk to watch out for when you're thinking about buying an investment property. And then I said the first one is real estate market can be unpredictable. Secondly, choosing a bad location. Thirdly, I said we have negative cash flows. So the fourth point is going to be high vacancy rates. Those are the things you should actually look for before you to consider if it's going to be risky or not. Whether you own a single family house or an office building, you need to fill those units with tenants to generate rental income. Unfortunately, there's always the risk of a high vacancy rate in real estate investment. High vacancies are especially risky if you count on rental income to pay your insurance, property tax, maintenance, and all sorts. The primary way to avoid the risk of high vacancy rates is to buy an investment property with high demand. A good location, like we mentioned earlier on, and you can also lower your vacancy risk if you operate with high demand, within a high demand, and then so there are some points you also have to take note of. The price your rental rate within the market range for the area. So there are times that some properties will be going for 5 million naira, when in the real sense of it, the market rate is 3.5 million naira, 3 million naira. So people come to your house, which is house A, and then you tell them 5 million naira. They go to the next one, which is house B. They find out that they can get something for 4 million naira. Then they go further down, probably 2 streets away, and they see they can get something 3 million naira. I mean, with about similar amenities in the house. Why won't they just go for the 3 million naira? So it's better for you to always ensure that that property is within the market range. Do not shoot yourself in the leg by going lower than the market rate, and do not shoot yourself by going higher than the market rate. Always ensure that you are abreast with what's happening. You're getting informed. You have knowledge of the location. And then another thing is advertise your market. Promote your property, being mindful of where your target tenants might look for property information. I won't say you should go to the traditional method, that's radio or TV or newspaper. When you're actually just advertising one property. But then you could always inform people. You can always post it on your WhatsApp status. You can always put it on Instagram. Thank God for social media. You can always post it on all these platforms. Tell people, words of mouth. It works a lot too. So those are the ways you can actually also market your product. And then you start looking for new tenants as soon as the current one gives notice that they are moving out. You don't wait for them to move out. You can just start telling people, oh, I have a 5-bedroom apartment for rent, and then my tenant is moving out in 2 months. So I'm looking for someone to occupy the space when he moves out. So that's going to make it easy for you, not just keeping quiet or hoping that they change their mind or something. It's always better for you to look for new tenants as soon as possible. And then make sure your property is clean, well maintained, because someone going for inspection to a property would not want to understand that they just moved out. I want to believe that you've been informed before they moved out, except if they had to move out in the case of emergency or something. But if you've been informed, you should always make plans to maintain your property as soon as they've moved out. Clean it. If they did not clean it, get all these people to come and help you clean it, maintain it, And then you could always list your property with real estate professionals. Then most importantly, develop a reputation for being nice and renting quality properties, which is very, very important, because I remember when I was small, there are times that they would just say, this landlord was very wicked. Or that kind of thing. Like they just tell you, that person, if you go to his house, you will just hear that he used to send people away from it. So you have to be nice, because people in the neighborhood are actually watching you. Their ears is on the ground. So they're the ones that will be telling people, if I see a landlord that I know is wicked and I see him in a party, I will tell someone that man, he has house around me, and this is XYZ, and you don't know who your future tenant is, or you don't know who their family is. It's actually going to be a minus to you, because your property will just be sitting down there waiting for you. So always be nice if you've rented your property before. I mean, just have that niceness in your blood, even if it's hard for you. So there's always going to be problem with tenants. That one is standard. I think people have that, because there was this person that was telling me that his tenant was giving him problem. So I was like, okay, is it the same tenant I know when I came to your office? And like, yes. I couldn't actually match the face with with the behavior of the person. So I'm like, that's interesting. So till I actually saw the person display. Oga, see, this your light cut me off the light. And I said, oh, truly, he's a very troublesome person. He has to be a very troublesome person. So to avoid vacancy risk, you have to keep your investment properties filled with tenants. But that can only create another risk, because when you have problem tenant, a bad tenant can end up being more than a financial drain on you, because the headache. And I think my dad also had all those troublesome people at some point. Well, yeah, there's one very troublesome one he had. So that headache that they give, it's not a small thing. And then number one, they don't pay on time. They always want you to, even when they have the money, like that trouble is inside of them, that they want you to come and meet them to ask them for your rent, which could, yes, now they would rather wait for landlord to come and knock on their door, and then you are wondering. I mean, we also see it in movies in those days where they
my money. If I'm the landlord, I top my money.
Yes.
No, then they scatter the ground.
And they tell you, oh, God, come tomorrow. But they have the money. That's the funny thing. So some people are just wicked like that naturally. Like, okay, I'll show this man that even if nobody me get the house, at least I still have. So those are problem tenants that you should also avoid, because they are worse than leaving your house like that. There's some tenants don't know how to take care of your property. That's another thing about troublesome tenants. They would rather mess it up than from what they met. They don't report maintenance issues till it's late, till it's spoiled. Some people could see there's a leakage somewhere, and then it's actually going to affect the building, but they would not tell you. So those are troublesome people, or those ones that bring extra roommates, family members. When their family members are coming from the village, it's their house, and probably they went to go and get 1-bedroom apartment, but it's their house. All the people from the village will come and stay, and then they're making noise, disturbing other people in the compound or in the house or in the area. All those things are, or some just ignore their tenant responsibility. Some people just want to be something else entirely. So anyways, those are some of the risks when you invest in real estate, when you invest in a property, So those are the risks, some of the risks: the negative cash flows, problematic tenants. The market is unpredictable. Today your rent could go up, tomorrow you have to actually keep that rent for 5 years or something at that pace. So that is not to say real estate investment is not good. In fact, real estate investment is a go any day, anytime. It is what God wants us to do. God wants us to actually live this life in a good way. He wants us to be fruitful. He wants us to be financially buoyant. He wants us to live the good life. That's why he gave us real estate, gave us the earth, and said the earth is his, and it's for us to maintain it and enjoy it. So if you're just thinking of getting started in real estate investment, do not expect to become an expert overnight. Don't compare yourself with someone else and just say, oh, my friend maintains this. No, I believe everybody has their own pace. Everybody has their own time. Like the Bible says, for everything there is time and season, and then everybody was called out for a purpose. So your purpose, you should fulfill your purpose. You should not look at, Yoruba will say, mafia agwala go shishe. So don't say because someone else is doing something, you want to do that thing. Do not copy another person. You have to take your time, understand the market, understand the business you're actually getting into. You can indeed make money by buying and selling property, but it takes knowledge, determination, and skill. Very, very important, because you have to understand, we have a lot of terminologies. We have the legal aspect, so you have to understand all those things before you actually just bump yourself into so many acquisitions at the same time, and then you're wondering what happened. That alone can even run someone not when you don't even understand what you even bought anymore. And today they're telling you, oh, this property in this place, the government has told us to stop working there. Tomorrow they're calling you, oh, this land, the government has said that nobody should do this, nobody should come and develop it. I mean, why would you put money and then at the same time everything they're just telling you? Sometimes you just look at yourself and say, I mean, my village people have arrived. Like, why see me? That kind of thing. So do not rush yourself. Take your time, understand the markets, get people that could mentor you, that could guide you through. It's all about time, and it's just going to be your property at the end of the day. It also helps to know some of the classic mistakes that others have made when they are making their own investment, so you can avoid them. There are so many times that you could just meet up with someone and just say, oh, okay, I made this mistake, but then you do not do it this way. And then I will just highlight one or two of it. When you fail to make a plan, the first thing to do is make a plan. Know what you want with that. Okay, I'm going to get a house at Ikati, or I'm going to get a house at Lekki Phase 1. What do I want to do with it? Do I want to use it for commercial purpose, or do I want to use it for residential purpose? Do I want to those are things you should consider. Okay, I'm going to buy a land at Ogombo. I'm going to buy a land at Songotedo. What do I want to do with it? At what point? What is happening there now? At what point is development going to come in? Oh, okay, I heard the airport is going to get started in 5 years. Oh, yes. Dangote has started his production, so I see the market going. Those are the things you should plan with. Always make a plan, know what you want, because the last thing you want to do is buy a house without knowing how to generate income or gains from it. When there's when it's actually a hot real estate market, it can also be hard to resist some binds, but you must take a step back and plan accordingly, including what to do if the market goes wrong with your assumptions. So what do you do? What are you going to fall back on? Okay, I thought when I was going to buy when I was buying this house in Songotedo, I just assumed that XYZ was coming there. So, okay, now that XYZ is not coming there, or now that people are not moving there, what do you want to do? Are you still going to be using it for your Airbnb? Are you still going to use it for this or that? Those are the things you should consider. Not only does it make sense to ask a lot of questions about the property, but you should also inquire about the area. That's the neighborhood in which it is located. After all, what good is a nice home if it is around the corner of a college frat house known for its night care parties? Not those all those people that used to do fan wine parties. I remember them when we were in university. Unless of course you are targeting students, that's when you need a place that would attract them, a place that has close proximity to such locations. And then the following is a list of questions that would-be investors should ask regarding properties that you are considering. And the first one is the property near a commercial site, or will major construction be occurring soon? So when you're buying a property, okay, you want to understand that, okay, before I put my fence, are they still building anything? Just before you hear, oh, okay, when we just built the fence, one trailer came and then it's the thing, and I just want, hey, God, so another 5 million has gone. So, those things are things you should ask. And then what is the city's plan for the areas and neighborhood ones? I know in Lagos State, we just have now we have some master plans coming out, but unlike if it had come out before, earlier on, a lot of locations would be looking better than what it is now. So you should actually ask for the plan, especially when you're buying from a company. When you're buying from company, ask them what's the master plan, what's the plan for the estate, what are they planning there? Are they just building houses? Are they putting malls? Are they putting this? You need to know what the plan is and how it's going to be run. So another area is, has the area changed, or is it expected to see major changes in terms of demographics or household types? Like the way we have some development coming in the Lekki, not Lekki, Lekki Ibeju axis now. So when they ask you, has the area changed? Yes, the area has changed, and then major changes are still coming because it's ongoing because of what's all coming in there. And that thing is the property located in a flood zone or a problematic areas known for random problems, as we had all those snakes that the time when there was all these snake that's always coming out in people's toilet and all those things. So you need to know Is it a flood zone? The way people used to come on Instagram now and shout, Lekki is flooded, it's flooded. You know, it's not every part of Lekki that is flooded. That's what I tell people. Yes, some areas are flooded, but it's not every part of Lekki that it is flooded. So all those things are the things you should ask. And then, does the house have foundation or permit issues that needs to be addressed? When you're buying a house, you need to ask all those questions. Okay, when you're building it, can I see there was the picture? Who was the structural engineer? So those are the questions you should ask when you want to invest in properties. And then, what is the key reason the house is being sold? Why is the house being sold? Is it and then, for instance, if it's a house that has been lived in before, are they relocating? Is there something wrong with the house, or what's chasing them away from the house? So these are things you should look into. And then, how much did the previous owners pay for the home and when? Lastly, you can also ask, what is the proximity to key necessities such as grocery stores, hospitals, and all. So for would-be investors, I hope I have been able to highlight some questions you need to ask when you are buying. So we're not just shouting, oh, the property I bought, the investment risk was too much, so I had to just turn it down. You need to also ask yourself some questions before you put in that money down. I mean, in this Nigeria that we are in now, I don't know if tomorrow's one, but the one that Nigeria is in now, you shouldn't play with money. Money should be spent wisely. And the English used to say, penny wise, pound foolish. So always make sure that you make the right decision. Okay, so it's a wrap for today, and then you've been listening to Land House and Radio Show, the real estate show on Lagoon Radio. And then my name is Ariola Olumakaiye. For all of your investment and then real estate options, you can always follow us on our social media platform on Facebook. No, is it on Facebook? Yeah, it's like
also on Facebook.
So we also have the Lagos House Hunter for real estate options. So for our social media platform on Lagoon Radio, it is Lagoon Radio Nigeria on Facebook. Then on Twitter and on Instagram, it is Lagoonradio.Ng, right? Lagoonradio.Ng. And then you can always download the app on Google Play Store and also on the Apple Store. Then you can always watch us live on YouTube. We have different content on the Ls. Share your thoughts with Shab. In fact, it's been very interesting because she comes up with different topics. And then we also have the family. We have the family talk. We have the legal aspect. We have the technology. I mean, there's nothing we do not do on Lagoon Radio. There's no industry we've not covered. So you should. And then basically in the afternoon, we also have the afternoon drive where different training topics have been addressed. So you'd always want to listen to that. It's been nice speaking to you. Till next week. Have a splendid day and a great week. Bye. Oh, I have Solomon with me, my producer. Solomon, say
hello. Next week. See you next week.
You will see them next week, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, bye.